Okay, but now we get to go to the mountains and we're going to see what this so-called Iron Giant is about. I'm guessing it has to be... Can't even... You see, you were criticizing typos in this game? You can't even type correctly. Where was the hot spring? Yeah. We're gonna see if it actually is Registeel that is at the top of the mountain, and if so, we're in a decently alright place because Vulpix will be super effective. Definitely feels like Cinderace was the correct starter to go for. Let's check the map. So just going up there, yeah. I get a feeling that might be the end of the demo as well if we manage to do that. Okay, there's a Meditite, a Spupa, Taylor, a Mantis. Just keeping an eye out for any possible Pokemon I would like to join my team. That's a lot of cut trees. Almost looking like a strength puzzle. Push this one to the side. Easy done. Since we're going inside a cave though, I imagine Squirtle is going to be a decent lead. It's so weird, normally with games with like level caps, I tend to be pushing it for most of the game. But I haven't really been that close. God, I don't know what kind of Pokemon you're going to have. Ah yeah, my Will can Shadow Rocks. Okay, hopefully you have Rock type Pokemon. Fighting type. Keep on pushing me, baby. It's funny because I did see Voltsy released a video for this game today, I think. It's like right before mine as well, because I've got a video for it coming out in like 4 hours, which I think is good, because if Voltsy makes a video about a game, the game becomes more popular, and more people will go searching for videos about the game. So thank you, Voltsy. But also, yeah, just really cool to see Voltsy cover... Oh, hello. You are tempting. Really cool to see Voltsy cover the Insert Name Jam games, because it's not the Relic Castle Game Jam. It is the first year that it's ever happened, you know? A shiny Taylor? Welcome to the team, I guess. And so there's always going to be a small worry that maybe it wouldn't take off massively, you know? Because it doesn't have as big of an audience. Or, like, pre-existing audience. It has to start from zero. But it's done very well. Like, a decent handful of games got made, some very good games so far. And even Voltsy is covering them and giving them attention. Well, I look forward to... Are you going to stream them, Kenny? Or are you going to be playing them in your own time? Now that you're done with Ash and Frost. I will not name you. In future years, it's possible that the Evo Expo may... Yeah. Oh, I look forward to that, Kenny. Do you know what game you're playing first, or not decided yet? Or will you let the wheel decide? Probably not the best matchup. Fair. There's not too many games, so this jam is fairly doable. Right, just to hopefully avoid bugs, right? Poor Andy. At least no, I think it's fine. Andy has had like 4 people or something play his game already. So he'd probably be glad to see someone actually play through it in like a clean state of the game instead of watching so many people just play a buggy version. Who was that fighting? I completely forgot. Yeah, exactly. And like the day before that, he got Voltsy playing it. I did feel better watching Cade play it because he also had a very almost traumatic experience. He was really struggling towards the end. Although he made it work, he won. I think it was partly like time matchups. He had a really good matchup against Iron Memory. But it was very close to him. Yeah, fair. Okay, which way do I want to go? To be fair, I'm pretty sure the shiny rate in this game is boosted to all hell. Probably like 1 in 100 or something. And with overworld encounters, it becomes very easy to spot your shinies. Poor Andy. The game just really hated you. Or maybe you're just blind, Andy. Maybe you didn't see those sparkles too well. Maybe I'll have to watch past your VODs and your videos and see if I can spot one for you. Thunderwave, how nice. In any official game ever? Andy, you should have done the event for Scarlet and Violet where they were essentially giving out free shinies. You could get shiny Milkfree, shiny Flabebe, and there's one more that I don't remember. All of them were like super common. That's not one. Found one in Shattered Light, but I didn't have any Pokemon. Oh, that's so sad. I had that happen when I played Black and White 2 once. It was like right at the start of the game where you go to the farm ranch and I found a shiny Azurill. I was like, really? Is that a thing? If you clear the game 200 times, you get a guaranteed shiny? That's mental. I should just be using Ember. Or are you just trying to bait us into playing your game again? I did recommend Ultralight to someone today because I was talking with a Pokemon Infinity dev team. And we were getting some help from Vendilly to essentially update the 0.5% shiny chance. That's pretty high, right? Kind of. Oh, but I guess you get Pokemon so much like less commonly than you normally would in a normal game. But yeah, so Vendilly's been helping out with Pokemon Infinity to try to wrap up some loose ends, and a lot of the people in the game who work on the game who didn't really know of Vendilly before are now realizing how amazing Vendilly is when it comes to scripting and just being an amazing person in general. And so they were curious what other games she had worked on. And personally, my favorite Vendilly game is Karma, just because I love Karma. I love Zelda. It's like such a good fan game. I really love Karma, but one of the other people on the team is very battle orientated, kind of like you, Source. You might even know them because they seem to recognize your name. Their name's Future, and so I recommended Ultralight to them because that's the kind of game they'd love. But yeah, Vendilly's amazing. Hey Ruby, is this? Oh yeah, hey Flora. What about apart from your own one, Andy? Apart from your own game, Ruby, what are you doing here? This place is not very safe. Me? I managed to escape Professor Cat for now. That's why I'm here. But seriously, what are you doing here? Yeah, exactly. Because they work on Pokemon Infinity. And they were very smitten with Vendilly's scripting prowess. Like I said, it's not a very safe place. Are you going to help me out, Flora? Wait, Seppo sent you to take down the mountain giant all alone? Yeah, JPA, of course, I know. That must be some kind of joke, right? JPA helped as a proofreader correcting all the dialogue for Shattered Dimensions, Cerubia's last game. It's impossible that this is the test to join the Spring Clan as an explorer. Such a thing would be understandable if he was for the role of captain, but explorer, you're telling me a joke, aren't you? I'll say the only good part of Hito was the Vanilli stuff, honestly. I think that's a bit harsh on yourself. No need to say that. I think there's plenty good about that game. No, you're kidding. I understand that you have very good skills in Pokemon battle, but I know that you will not be strong enough to defeat the giant alone. And who made the boss battles, Andy? I'm pretty sure it's you, not Vendilli, right? Vendilli was just the mastermind behind all the background stuff. You know what? I'm going to help you. I always wanted to defeat this giant, and now that I have some free time, it's now or never. I'll meet you at the top, Ruby. Be careful. Okay, seems like we're going to get a nice double battle at the top against... What I'm still guessing is Reggie Steele. I have no reason to think it's anyone else. Such a small detail, but something I think worth commenting on, is that during the cutscenes, the game moves our follower to just a position that looks nice and not awkward, so that they're facing the person we're talking to. And that's something that I feel like you don't see often. But this game has done that, which is quite cool. We're in a sticky situation now. Best Pokemon are down for the count. Always been critical of Hito since it's one I've not done the best I could have. So even though it may be technically better than some other games. Fair, I guess. I don't know. That still seems overly critical. I feel like there's no such thing as a game that you could have done the best on anyway. No game is perfect. I don't think Hito's the exception of the exception or anything. Yeah, the boss battles were good. What's a good combat system without battles to match it? Thank you for using Focus Engine Normal. You saved me this fight. I guess. I don't know. If we're getting real, we're always doing the best we ever could. Like, we can't go back and change time. If I go sit a test and then I accidentally come while I'm sitting in my seat, that's still the best I could have done, because if I replay that moment, I was always going to come in my seat. It's an extreme example, but no point, thinking we could change things when we really couldn't. Does the Season Stone evolve into Does the Season Stone evolve Eevee into Season and it learns the signature move Season Slam? Well, maybe it just happens, We all have that moment, right? We're sitting down at school, there's a math test in front of us, and those two numbers next to each other, God, they make a really sensual shape for some reason. It just invokes something deep inside you. Like, for some reason, the number 81 just makes me feel something. Maybe because it's a multiplication of 9 and 9. And if you turn one of those 9s upside down, you get 69. Maybe. Maybe. Ronka, you missed Kenny's hypothesis that the Season Stone is really just Steven Stone, which I felt like, while not a complete Ronko tier joke, I feel like it was an adjacent, like maybe a cousin to the Ronko style humor. This mountain is as old as me. I hardly doubt that, old man. I hardly doubt that. I think you got a couple years on it. A Jangamo. Cool Pokemon. I feel like I do not see it often enough. Maybe, but the fact that we know that the stone is... That's annoying. The fact that we know the stone is responsible for the way the weather works in this region, it would mean that Steven would end up being like some kind of godlike entity. And there's probably some kind of fan fiction out there where he is. But I would be surprised to see that here. Yeah, honestly, I think that's a cooler... I think that could be a cool idea. I think that could honestly be it. Like, maybe the ancestors of Steven are responsible for whatever happens at the climax of this game. And so they get named the Stone family because of what they did. We'll see. Okay. Now, see, the problem is that I just lost to a trainer. But I do not remember what Pokemon they were using. So I do not remember what Pokemon to send out first. Not Taylor. I vaguely remember them being weak to Psychic for some reason. Yeah, right? Alright, so maybe Steven Stone is just a level 15 monk and is playing a really long D&D campaign. Actually, the ancient text had a typo. The artifact is called the Steven Stone. This is Steven Stone. Honestly, I think executed in the right way, I think that'd be a really cool plot twist. That we're not. It turns out we're not chasing after some kind of mythical stone, some kind of mythical object, but it's an actual person. That's put the region into seasonal disarray. That's some JRPG shit. You go Steve into Steven into Stevenson. So what, you start off as Steve from Minecraft, you go into Steven from Pokemon. Who's Stevenson though? What's the final form going to be like? Give me that TM. I have no reason to say no. Rock Blast. Do you have anyone who can learn it? It's so cute watching the Rolts do a little hop. Stevenson Jr. Who's Stevenson Jr.? Is this, How come all the stone people are named Steven? Because I just realized the Steven universe, is there some kind of etymology that I'm not aware of about the name Steven? I'm currently trying to plan out a story criticizing modern celebrity culture. I'm struggling to make it not similar to abstract. Or because of the whole, like, Ronan being a celebrity. Followed by Mega Stevenson Jr. by Stevenson Jr. Right. You're cooking something, Sauce. You are cooking. Oh, this is such a pretty cave. Look at that water. Hello, Zubat. Let's get Squirtle up front. Yeah, I think Squirtle in general is just going to be good for this cave. Ah, right. Mm-hmm. Watch out because you can turn Steven Blast into Infinite Stevens through the usage of Stevenium Z. I think you're having too much fun, Sauce. What are you cooking? You went from cooking a meal to now cooking something in the fourth dimension that cannot be viewed without the use of a truth lens. Oh, we get to evolve Squirtle. I completely forgot that that was a thing that happens. I think this is my first evolution of this fan game. Look at that bad boy. He's got wings. I know. I did hear from N that N finished this game on one stream. This is my second stream already, so I've already failed that prerequisite. The win condition. Infinite Wormhole of Stevens. Oh, I thought you were my following Pokemon for some reason. Sorry, dude. Does N actually stream for 5 hours? I could never. I don't think so. I wanted to kind of finish the stream early too because I want to try to pass it on to Cade if he's still streaming. Because just due to bad luck, we started streaming at like the exact same time. I started about 1 minute after him. In fact, I think if you check the Relic Castle chat, it probably says. Does it say streams? Yeah, posted our messages, our stream, and things at the same time. Oh, then it's going to be a race to see who can finish first. I got to beat this game quickly. What was that for, Ronco? Was that one of the... When you were streaming... Oh, it was a Game Jam stream, you little maniac. I thought you were talking about maybe the stream where you watched. That's a lot of electrics where you watched Pokémon. Yeah, you'll never catch me doing that. I slept to Unco's stream and wake up to Unco's stream. Oh god. Quick thought, I may as well put that on somebody. Ooh. The Pokemon stream was pretty long, right? Where you watched. Yeah, yeah. Let's give it to you. Why not, Ziggy? Yeah, I mean, I can stay away for 48 hours if I have an assignment due. That's my prerequisite. I've gone in a circle. It is in 1 week. I don't think I'll stream it because I think I'd rather just watch it. But I'm excited. I hope for some spin-offs that aren't mobile games. But maybe that's asking for a bit much. Came up here. Went down here. Here. Yeah, I have to fight you. I'll have school after all. Oh god. Don't stream during school. That's how you get Twitch banned from your school Wi-Fi. Somehow, I think it's because of me. I don't really know. But I must have... Like, I used to be able to... When I was back at high school, so we're talking like 4 years ago now, I used to be able to go on Relic Castle at school. But then I guess they just saw that like this website that didn't look that related to school was being visited a lot by this dude. And so Relic Castle ended up being put on the ban list, which was a shame, but oh well. But maybe it's not my fault. Maybe there's another very avid Pokemon fan there. I remember one of the most surreal things to do with Pokemon fan games at school was normally I get to school a bit early and I just hang out in the library with some people. And people normally play games at that point. Just whatever games on their laptop before school. But there was like a group of friends who were essentially going through Pokemon Mega Adventures. That's a fan game from ages ago made by Leon Drac, I believe is in dev's name. And it wasn't too like mega famous. But it's just so weird seeing like people from school playing a Pokemon fan game that's not Insurgents. That's like made by someone that I've seen on Relic Castle. It's like, huh. Felt very cool. How do you get 100 Pikachus onto the bus? Poke their nuts. I did not at all admit to the person that I was like into Pokemon fan games because I did not want to expose myself like that. But yeah, I had a cousin that wanted to make a Pokemon Fusion game. Oh, that's cute. They must have really liked Pokemon Infinite Fusion. Fusion for a future game jam. You guys got all these kinds of contacts interested in Pokemon fan games. Where are you finding them? But why make a fusion game when you've seen what Tech Skylander can do and make a fishing game? Which is very... I love that game. It's crazy to think that's from the same game jam that I've been playing recently. But Pokemon Fishing is... Gone Fishing, I think is the full name. It's just such a funny pun, but also just like such a cool idea. Yeah, Uranium's very famous. What are your stats, Vulpix? Why do you suck so much? Is Ziggy gonna do much better? Secrets of the Ages. I haven't heard of that one. What's Secret of the Ages? Yeah, I really liked Gone Fishing. I think it's so cute and fun. me Google Secrets of Ages. Pokémon. Built Castle? Who's it by? Oh, it's by Boone. Oh wow, that art is so pretty. What the hell? That is a big tree. The UI is so cool. Da-da-da. They'd like to provide a demo by early next year. When was this posted? Ah. When was it updated? It looks very cool. For some reason, I've never heard of this before. Is it still being worked on? In September 2022, they're working towards a demo. I think it's still being worked on though. Oh, you're composing for it. One of them even joined our server. I just call them mom hacking so I don't have to explain it so much. Fair, Monko, fair. Although I feel like, I guess so. I guess more people, at least if you're talking to people who play games, more people understand film hacking. I didn't know you were composing for them, Source. We took a oh, congratulations, Boone, on being married. Godson just made a whole formal complaint of the insert name jam. I know I opened up complaints, but still. I guess just give it a read over. It might actually be some useful stuff. If it's like, fuck you, you're disgusting, go kill yourself, it's like, okay, that's a bit much. But if it's actually feedback, then I suppose that's nice, but it sounds like maybe it's not nice feedback. And one of your artists, GF, gave birth. Oh, wow. Well, congratulations on the baby for them. You've got marriages happening, you've got babies happening. Yes, that sounds like a proper recipe for delaying a game. Damn, okay. I wonder... I wonder how they managed to get attracted to the insert name jam. You don't have much of a viewer base to make people want to use you for an audience, and you probably stream new releases anyway. I don't understand what that means. Are they saying that the only reason someone would want to enter the insert name jam is to get Andy to stream their games? I think we don't know a name, but I think it's probably better to leave them... Okay, I was going to say it's better to leave them unnamed, but there we go. It's definitely a lot to exercise to get to the top. Oh, I guess if they complain on the thread, their name's already out there. Ah, I see, okay. Bad process. Did everyone submit a mid-gender? Did the 6 judges do anything? The website's awful. No reason to participate. No reason to participate. No reason to participate. No reach, easy to forget, terrible lazy branding, no progress with screenshots. People are posting screenshots. Majority of issues are just trying to shove in Discord such website that don't need to exist. Is it? Is it? I don't know about that. You need somewhere to host your games. It's not like we can convince Relic Castle mods to make an insert name jam section. This was just blatantly a replacement for a cancelled Relic Castle game jam. Well, it was supposed to be unique in that you get feedback halfway through, and it wasn't it was a replacement in the sense that it's there to be a jam where there is none. I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with that. More I am forgetting, that's a good point. Seasons is a poor theme. That's interesting. Anyway. Well, such as, yeah. Ruby, we are almost at the top. Just a few more steps to go, and we are here. I mean, I think it is a bit weird, because I think all you really have to do is look at the game that we're currently playing and see that it's a really cool game. And it only really exists because of the insert name jam. So maybe, I'm sure there is probably some kind of fair criticism to be done. But I think it's dumb to call the jam completely pointless. because look at what we've got. More good Pokemon fan games. I kind of want to battle. Come on, it's gonna be fun. Awesome. Okay, Flora. I thought we were supposed to battle together, but you've let your passion for battling get the better of you. Yeah, exactly, right? Look, I mean, all of them. And all of them so far have been fun games. Ah, what a good matchup. You played into my trap card. Yeah, exactly. Like, all it takes is one jam entry, and, like, it's done some good. Like, I'm sure there is room for criticism, but it definitely seems like that person's take was, this sucks, it should have never existed. When I think it's pretty easy to not agree with that. Mudkip, Mudkip, Mudkip. Do I have anything to do with Mudkip? Not really. Ziggy? I like that emo. Chibi Miho. Is that like a VTuber or something? It's very funny. They fetched an Armin's game. As in Cobalt? I need to see this. Now, there's a fair bit there, so I can't be bothered reading all of that. The documentation is a link because of... So what Armin said in response is just about the... it's just about how the documentation is linked. And hardly responded to anything else, which is quite funny. Good on Armin. I wanted to thank you for so long for commenting on my first... Oh, Aki, look at what happened. You've been baited into being praised. You poke your head out and look what happens. Yeah, I can't read all of the stuff they wrote about Cobalt. But if I read like a couple lines every now and then, it's dull and rough. I think every dialogue choice was a non-option, which is lame. I just find it funny that Armin pretty much ignored it, except for the part about documentation. I mean, I think that's a... Yeah, I mean, I can talk about this for hours, but I think that's the right way to do it, Andy. At the end of the day, these are people's passion projects, and if you're... We've seen it sometimes, but sometimes people come into Violet Castle and they're like, no, the goal is to make the objectively best fan game. You must do everything in thy power to make the most powerful fan game. And then it's like, you gotta remember, people are just doing this out of passion, out of free time, just because they want to have fun. They're not out here trying to challenge Nintendo. They're not here trying to make the world's next bestseller. They're just trying to make something they can be proud of. Incinerate? Hopefully that's a decent... Yeah, that's much better. Oh, who did they say they want to send out? Orchik. I should have swapped to Squirtle. Did I say Squirtle? Or Wartortle, sorry. I like that flame charge animation. I don't know if it's custom or what. Just, it looks new for some reason. Yeah, I mean, I think that's why I say give feedback. Just be nice about it. Don't try to, shit on them. Feedback's always good. It's just like there's a right way and a wrong way to do it when it comes to this stuff. It's not like if you're trying to leave a review about Skyrim made by some big company, you're giving it to what is normally a solo dev that did it in their own time. And they're not making it as a product to sell, they're making it as a product to be proud of. And somehow we managed to beat Floro without too much trouble. I guess that's what I get for actually having somewhat of a team diversity. What a great battle. Now that I think about it, maybe you can defeat the giant alone. Hey, you were supposed to help me, Flora. What? Don't ditch me. What are you doing here? What is this voice? Oh no, it's for Autumn Clan. Get behind me, Vulpix. So what are you doing here? I should ask you the same question. Isn't it obvious? We're only here for one thing, the giant. And we will catch it, and then the Autumn Clan will become unstoppable. And no one will stand in our way, not even some Spring Clan insolent. No way, Ruby, let's teach him a lesson. So this is what you want to do? Kids, you stand no chance against us. We're extremely well trained. Okay, Flora, you better have healed me. I've always been in a world of pain. Luciana and Torkoal. Okay. Oh, Vulpix is not the best starting one. But we have Incinerate, which attacks both, so maybe it's not half bad. So what you said earlier about being glad that Cade suffered through unmemory, I think it's mostly because he didn't. Yeah, well, it's also just like a hard game. And I don't mean that in like a negative way. Like, I suffered through Overcome Magikarp, but I liked that game a lot, nonetheless. Although there's like one part, I can't remember exactly what it was, but there's one thing that frustrated me. But like, I don't know, it's just like, it's cathartic to like play a game, be frustrated, and then watch Cade go through like a very similar experience. And when I say being frustrated, I don't mean in a completely negative sense. Obviously, when the level reset, I was frustrated in a negative sense about that. But just about like playing the game and feeling like you're in a corner and stuck. Like, oh fuck, it's all going to shit, I'm gonna die. But yeah. So finding that I made a hard Pokemon fan games because I guess it's got different combat, so it's a bit different. Like, I can see how it works. I mean, I can't even, like, we can say, oh, silly old Cade for not using the bag items, but I can't shit on him because he beat the game. I didn't. He beat the final boss. Even if I didn't have the bug where, like, I had to do the second level twice, the last level twice, I would have still lost because my team was healed before the final boss. So Cade definitely one-upped me. If I'm going with Copium, I'd like to say that's because he got lucky. He had better suited team members for the final fight. But also maybe I just suck. We can't lose to kids? Well, you just did, buddy. Ouch! These kids are way too strong. This is not important. Yes, you're right. Because all of this was just a distraction. Oh no! They're getting away. We've got to go after them. There's no time to waste, Ruby. We have to stop them. Let's go, Flora. The main problems with the gameplay is A, runs are too long, B, not enough changes between runs. Yeah, but then you see how you can get rid of that problem? just remove your runs part. It no longer matters that runs are too long because you only play the game once. It no longer matters that there aren't enough changes between runs because you only play the game once. Characters aren't diverse enough? Sure, I guess that makes sense. We still get people raging about Ultralight to the day saying it's a terribly balanced game. That's because it is, Source. You're an idiot. You made a horrible game. Your game is unbalanced. It is trash. It is horrible. It is completely despicable. And I can tell that no one on the team knows anything they're doing. Obviously, that's a joke.